Hi everyone, it's finally new catalog day. I get to actually show you the inside of this catalog. I did a little preview of some of the items I was able to pre-order. Last time I did a video about the catalog, but this time I get to actually open it up, and I wanted to do that because it's set up differently than it has been in the past. It can be a little bit confusing for those of us who have been used to the old version of the catalog, so I wanted to go through it to make sure you don't miss anything and to point out some highlights. So let's go ahead and get inside. Okay, let's dive in. So they have organized this catalog into a few different sections this time, and they've kind of got a beginner stamper, something that's introducing a new crafter to Stampin' Up. If you're new to it, or maybe you just like more quick and easy, there's a whole section for you. Then they've kind of got sections for people who like more, and then they've got sections on techniques, they've got sections on color, so there's a whole different setup to this catalog. So if you've been a long time Stampin' Up customer or a long time stamper, this is going to be a little confusing, and there's some really neat parts to this catalog that have not been in past catalogs that I don't want you to miss. There's also some things that you are going to miss because they're not there, and I want to point that out too so that you know how to find it. So I want to get into this catalog. If you're one of my customers who've purchased with me in the last year, you have a copy, and let's go through it together. Get it out and get yourself a coffee and let's go through it. And if you're new to stamping, you can see this catalog on my blog, bethspapercuts.com. You can download it and you'll have it at your laptop. So right away, you can see you've got this just people crafting, and they really want to get people interested in learning about Stampin' Up and learning about how to do it in a simple way at the start if you're new. So that's what the beginning starts with. And so they're introducing kits. Now kits have become very popular. They're a very good way to craft in a leisurely way without a lot of stress, without a lot of, like my table becomes a giant catastrophe every time I get stuff out because I have everything. Maybe you don't have the space for that, and you don't want to do that. You just kind of like a little contained crafting kit. These are perfect. They have everything you need. Adhesive, if they need ink, they have ink. If they need a stamp, they have a stamp. They all come with adhesive, and they don't all need stamps, and they don't all need ink. Sometimes they do. For example, this one here, this is a really cute one called By My Side. It's a little animals for your little pets, and there's little paw prints and things like that. So that's a fun kit that has a stamp. So if you get this kit, it's going to come with a stamp. It's going to come with a little block to put that stamp on, so you don't have to own, like a little acrylic block. And you don't have to own any ink pads because it's going to come with its own little ink pad. So it's a self-contained, everything you need in that kit. So it's really wonderful. And some do not need ink because their labels already are pre-printed. So just like this little dog is pre-printed, you'll have a happy birthday or a thank you or something pre-printed so that you can add it to your card, and then you do not need ink or blocks, and those are less expensive. So there's kind of a variety of price points, a variety of difficulty, but they're all self-contained in their little box, so you don't have to have a big craft room and space dedicated. These little boxes are small, and you can put everything back in it for when you need it. It's really kind of a nice way to go. They have crafts in a variety of things. You can see this one is not even cards. This would be a great one if you have grandkids coming over and you want to just make little crafts, or maybe you're a teacher and you want to have some of these little things for your little kindergarten class to make one day. They're fun little kits. So there's a whole variety. There's journaling and even organizational kits as well. So look at the kits collection. They've included this QR code, and that's because, like I said, there's going to be 2 new kits every single month. That's a lot of kits, so they can't possibly put them in here because they're releasing more all the time. So they want to bring you to the online store, and you click on this or just take a picture of this with your phone and it'll take you there, and you can see the entire kits collection and what's available. And if you use your phone. Now I don't, I use my laptop. You can do this with your tablet as well. I use a laptop though, so this is not what I would do. I would go to the Stampin' Up website, www.stampinup.com, and I would click on the category kits, and I would look from there. So you can still get the whole category on one page on the online store from the QR code, or just searching for it in the store. And you'll see everything that's available. And like I said, there's 2 new releases every single month, but you can also get past releases while they're still in stock. So there's a lot there, and 2 were released today. Even though it was new catalog day, 2 new kits were released today, and they're really gorgeous. So go check them out. I put them on my blog and my Facebook page. Okay, so that's kits. Now, I think we have kits again. So that is kits that you can see already everything included in that kit. You know what you're getting, right? Then we also have a monthly kit that you don't know what you're getting. It's a surprise, and it's a little kit in by the month, month to month to month. And these are really fun. I do an unboxing video every month. So you can see what they look like as you go. They do give you a little teaser before the deadline to get it, so you can kind of say, you know, that's not really, doesn't look like it's going to be my style, or oh, you know, that does look like my style. Or maybe it's going to be cards, maybe it's not going to be cards, maybe it's going to be treat boxes and you don't really use treat boxes, or you use a lot of treat boxes and you want to get 2 kits. You can kind of see a little teaser, but you're never going to see the entire thing until it comes out and you get it in your mailbox or you see my unboxing video. So these are fun. They're not that expensive. They're $25. It comes right to your house every single month, and it's just a fun little surprise to get in your mailbox. So this is a nice little thing, and you've got a little QR code there, or if you want to subscribe through me, I have a button for this at my blog. Okay, so that's kits. Now, another thing they've done for the people who love kits, but they want to kind of kick it up a notch, they want to have even more creativity, they want to be able to use those kits in different ways, or have the experience of a kit, not a lot of product, but a lot of flexibility. They've done this. Now, this is called Cards and Ephemera Packs. Let me get to them. Here they are. So you've got card bases, they're like printed with pretty designs and matching envelopes. And then you've got these packs called ephemera packs. And these are little die cuts that you pop out of the little backgrounds. And I showed these on my sneak peek video. So if you're interested in this idea, I showed all of this at my sneak peek video when I talked about the sneak peeks coming up. Here they are. And so this is a really fun little way to get more if you like that whole kit experience, but you want to have flexibility. So you can get stamps, or you can buy, some of them are pre-printed. You can see these are pre-printed sentiments, pre-printed flowers, pre-printed little cutesy stuff, pre-printed, or these are labels that you can then add a stamp, or you can use these labels as backgrounds like they've done here, and then they put so you can mix and match these and layer them, and they've kind of stuck with a color palette that is complementary to each other. So even if you go with these darker ones, you'll notice that these colors, the palette they've stuck with, can be mixed and matched. So you can get something from this pack and add it to this pack and kind of layer and build upon each other. So these are really fun if you have the idea of just wanting to get together but you don't want to own a bunch of stamps. If you don't have a wall of stamp sets like I do behind me, you want just a small little box of things that you can stick on there, then this is for you. So that's what this is all about, and here's some examples of how they've mixed and matched those ephemera packs. So here's a pack here, and they've mixed and matched it with the florals, with the labels. Some of those are just words. So really cute. I think these are really great. I did buy a bunch of them, even though I do have a lot of stamps, just because I think they're nice for quick on the go. Really cute. So anyway, I love this page. This is something new. This is page 22, and it's got a lot of little samples for you to check out that are layouts. So maybe you want to take it up. You don't want a pre-designed idea. Like those kits are designed. These are for if you have paper on your own and you have cardstock and maybe a trimmer, you can look at what you have, or you can use those ephemera packs like these. You can look at these layouts and see how you can put those layouts to use with what you have. And this is kind of a fun thing, and I kind of thought it might be fun for myself to use these layouts on my Best Paper Cuts idea sharing gallery and kind of choose a layout and say, let's all make a card with this layout, and then you can all put your cards up there, and everybody has different stamps and everybody has different paper, and it'll just be kind of fun to see all the different ways we can use a layout. So that's something that I'm going to do on my Best Paper Cuts idea sharing Facebook group. This is nice just because it shows you the color families, and so it's kind of cute. And you can see these layouts are in here. Like here is the little 3 strips with an embellished, a little label. Here's the 3 strips with a label. They kind of changed it up a little bit by changing it from a circle to a half circle. So you can see where are these layouts, and you can see them in action here. So it's kind of cute. I like that. This page I kind of tagged just because I wanted to show, first of all, these are cute little stamp sets, but I really liked some of these samples on simple, because we're still in the simple category, the quick and easy. So all they've done is taken a couple stamps from these little packs and added just basic cardstock from those layouts that I showed you over here. And they're just really fun, but there's two that are super cute. Do you always have little tiny strips of paper left over? Because I do. I always have these little tiny strips, and I think, do I throw them away? Do I keep them? And they're always the exact same size, because when I do, you know, your card is 4.25 by 5.5, so when you're cutting down your 8.5 by 11 cardstock to do a layer on top, like a matte layer, you always have that same little size strip. And so I keep them, and look at, that's a cute little way to use them. And then here is really cute what they did down here. They stuck them standing up, and all they did was take a little marker and add a wick, and you've got candles, and it's just a cute way to use up those scraps. So that's kind of why I wanted to point those out, just because they're really fun. So anyway, that's a cute little thing. I like to look at the samples. These kind of go with that quick and easy again. They're using these Memories and More cards as memory cards, memory keeping, like journaling, scrapbooking. You can, pocket pages is what it is, and you can stick these pre-printed cards, today was a good day, and then put a picture in there. So you've kind of got an easy scrapbooking solution if you don't want to do the traditional scrapbooking where you're using a large album and you're cutting out all kinds of pieces. But then you have these cards, Memories and More cards, that you can use as your journaling piece or just as a label. But there's so many in the pack, you could also do them as card bases and stick them onto a card base and turn them from simple pocket pieces to a card. So these are quick and easy add-ons. So this is in the quick and easy as well, because it's like the only designer paper in the quick and easy. And the reason why is because these two sheets, actually these three, are meant to be used as embellishments, and they are laser cut, so they're still stuck to the page, but they just have a little bit of paper still sticking them, so they're flat, but you can just pop them out easily. Just press on them, just like those paper butterflies are that we had, and you just kind of pop them out. So here's the wreath, and they've used it in the sample, some of these sprigs, and you're just tucking them behind, and really cute. So it's just an easy way to add these really pretty flourishes, and you don't need to have one of these die cut machines, because these are all laser cut, and you're just finishing off that cut, that little tiny extra bit that needs to be popped through, and then you've got laser cut dies that are going to be really cute embellishments. So that's what the quick and easy option. I happen to like this stamp set a lot. But anyway, that's what I want. That's why it's still in the quick and easy. So now we're going to go away from quick and easy, and we're going to go into the sweets. These are for people who love all the sweets and love all the dyes and all those things. And so here we're going to go into more customizable. She's got a whole bunch of ink. She's ready to go. She's got paper. So here's the first sweet, Mediterranean Blooms. This one is really pretty. If you had Apple Harvest, it kind of reminds me of that. That one retired recently, and I really liked it because it was really nice for coloring techniques. So I think this one is going to do that same thing for me. I love to color, and I like this like watercolor look, and you know, all my little coloring ways. So I think this is going to be a fun one for coloring techniques. The paper is also very pretty. I like that they've kind of got the fruit on one side, but then they've got this Night of Navy and Balmy Blue kind of patterns on the back. So maybe you don't quite need as much fruit. You've done several cards with the fruit. You've still got these back patterns that are going to be good for anything. And the dies are really fun too. So that's the first suite. This one is already a popular seller. It's already on low inventory because it is so cute. And I really like this piece right here, because this is a 12 by 12 piece of paper, but you can cut it apart into all these little tags, and they've done that on some of the samples, and it's just a fun little add-on to your cards without a lot of effort. The papers are really fun too. So this is a really cute suite. Again, notice there's QR codes on a lot of these pages, and that'll take you right to that in the store. Okay, so this one, I thought it was really cute. It's one of those, though, that I wasn't sure. I'm not a gardener. I mean, I wish I was. I always say I'm going to start a garden, but I'm not a gardener. I do love the look of it, though. So I thought I'm going to grab this paper, and I can then use the elements of this paper instead of the stamps. Now, if you're a gardener, you might want this whole thing, because this is really cute, really fun. I love this bag. It's kind of like a mesh bag. Here it is, and you can stick stuff in it. So my plan is to cut these things out just with a scissors, and I don't mind cutting things out, and I love these little bags here. So I'm going to use the paper to kind of get the same look without having to buy the entire suite, just because I want so much on here. My order today was large enough. And then later on, if I decide, you know what, I'm using this paper quite a bit, then maybe I'll get the whole thing. But I think it's really cute. This one I had to get everything because I love it. I love the look of this. I really like these labels, and I like this die. So this is a really fun one, and I think this one will be nice for some techniques too. So this is pretty. And then here, this one I absolutely loved. I got 2 packs of this paper. The paper is 6x6, gorgeous paper. And I just love, you know me, I love watercolor. But this just has that whole color, like in my watercolor class, sometimes we have to like, I'm using the word like a lot, I'm sorry. Sometimes we have to make color samples by mixing and try to get different colors. So this reminds me so much of my watercolor class. So I just think this is really fun, and I'm gonna just love using this, and I think these are really cute too. So I love Full of Life. The brightness, this one's cute. This little Lily Pond Lane. I thought it was a sweet little thing, like these little ducks. So this is a real cute one. This paper is also 6x6, and I really like this little koi pond. I always wished I had one, but I think they're probably a lot of work. If you have a koi pond, are they a lot of work? I always want to tell my husband to make me a koi pond, but really sweet. I like these little frame piece here. Here they've used it, so really cute. Okay, I showed you this one because this was part of our sneak peek last month. So my video last month showed this one off. You know I love it because it's watercolor. I love these dies. This one is really beautiful. This one also, I showed this one in my sneak peek last month. It's gorgeous. I love it's a huge suite, so it's several pages, but there's 2 stamps, 2 die sets, 2 paper collections. These are 12 by 12. We used these at Stamp Camp. We used them at Card Buffet and Stamp Camp last month because I wanted to give a little sneak peek. I thought they were super fun. I want to make some kind of little pop-up with this birdhouse, and we did little boxes out of the birdhouse at Stamp Camp. We put chocolate in there, and this was really a fun die and stamp. I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of this, but I love this paper. And so someone asked me, and I want to point out this is eyelet paper. It's called eyelet, but it is not actual cutout eyelet. It's patterns that are on the paper. There are no actual holes in here. Same with the embossing folder, no actual holes. It's just the eyelet pattern. Super cute. I love that. This one is again from the sneak peeks of last month, so I'm not going to go into it too much. The only thing I want to point out here is this stamp set is a really nice sentiment stamp set. Look at all the words you get in here, and then the frames are such a variety that you can kind of use them in all the different sentiments on here. We use this at Card Buffet. And if anybody finds in your kit of stuff this little hope stamp, let me know because it's missing. Very sad. Anyway, if you find your hope stamp in your Stampin' kit stuck to the bottom of your bag, please bring it back. And then I wanted to also point out that this was available in Spanish. There aren't a lot of stamps that are available in Spanish, but this one is, so it's really nice to have all these things in English and Spanish too, so you can choose that. Cute. Okay, now this is another one of those stencil die stamp things, and we've had a few of these. This one is a new one. It's not the same, and I really like the look of it. They're all so beautiful, and so we'll use this in an upcoming video, but I wanted to point out that this was not the same as the one that was in the catalog before. It's a new one. Very pretty. Okay, another thing I wanted to point out is that these 2 on this page give you choices. You can choose this stamp set with a die, or this stamp set with a punch. If you choose the die on this one, you get 3. I chose the punch just because I just love the ease of punching something out. Now this is nice when you have the die because then you can kind of you can punch out, you can use the die, you know, anywhere on the page, whereas if you use the punch, it has to fit, you know, within where the punch is working. So kind of nice to have the die, but I went with the punch. I just wanted that ease. Same with this one. Do you want the die or do you want the punch? And this one only comes out with 1 die or 1 punch. Again, I went with the punch on this one just because I felt like that's what I would use more. There's some nice sentiments with that. This would be really nice for one of those cards with pockets, and there's one coming up, so I'll show you that soon. Then we've got these bundles. Here's the pocket one. I really think this one is fun. I know that you can make a pocket, but it's nice to have just a pocket made for you. So I really love this pocket, and that tab punch from a minute ago, you can kind of imagine putting that tab punch on the end of that pocket and pulling up, and that would be a really nice addition. So that's my plan for that one. This middle size is perfect for gift cards. This one is a full card size, gift card size, and just cutesy wootsy size, and I think this would be really cute. Any of these, if if you did them in Misty Moonlight and kind of distress them a little bit, and then you could take a white gel pen and kind of make stitching, and it would look like jean pocket. Just a thought, just where my brain's going. And of course I love the cupcake. Okay, this one, we've made something like this in the past. Maybe you had it. It was a really big die, and so they've kind of made it smaller this time, a little more manageable. You can put more than one together if you want to make it longer, but it makes these cute little lollies, and I think they're really sweet. I thought it was really fun, and so I got it. And I like the die set with this one too. And I can imagine these being daisies as well, not necessarily have to be used the way that they've done them. You could use them as flowers. So I think these, and this can be used, you know, just as a circle punch. Really nice little collection there. So I like that one. These are 3 different size circles. If you're missing your circle dies, you wish you had them, these are fun. Okay. Then I wanted to point out this page because the price point on this is so great. It's $27 for the stamp and dies. That's really a great deal. And you know, you don't want to spend a lot on maybe a very specific set. This is only good for babies. So how many times are you going to use it? Well, I mean a lot if you have a lot of people. It depends on your age group or if you make party favors. I actually last year desperately needed this little onesie, but I had to find my old one. But this is a really cute set at such a great price point. This one's really fun too. It's good for gift cards. All right, there's a lot of really fun things in here. Retro TVs, hamburgers, but this is my fave page. I love this one. This is going to be such a fun one for coloring techniques. I'm thinking watercolor on these flowers. I just like the sample, how they went with dark and then lightened it up. I mean, that's pretty by itself right there. But I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of this one. And I wanted to show you that these dies, these are not 3 dies, these are 12 dies. So they're kind of nesting. They're showing you by changing the color that there's different sizes here. So these are really fun. This one I really like. Do you remember the stamp set that had all the butterflies and they were attached together in one big background stamp? Did you cut yours apart? I was so tempted to cut them apart, but I really liked that the dies matched them, and I thought if I cut them apart it'd be really hard to get the dies to match. But this time they are apart, so these are separate dies, separate stamps, and I think these are lovely, and I'm going to use these a lot. I mean, coloring techniques, just even the little open lacy butterflies, so love that one. Okay, this one I wanted to point out just because there is a similar one with a deer, and they put a deer on here, and I thought, oh, people are going to think they already have it, but it's not the same one. It's very close. This one is called In the Grove, and the other one is called Grassy Grove. So similar, and so I just wanted to point out that that deer is not the same, and this background is not the same. They go together, so you can mix and match, and they're nice. So if you have the one or you want to get the one, it's online now. Anyway, sometimes stamp sets that were in the catalog before, they did not retire, but they didn't want to put them in the catalog because it takes up space, so they are now online exclusive. So that's something to know. Loveliest Tree. Does this look familiar to you? A lot of us were talking about this at Stamp Camp, that we thought this one was the same as Lovely as a Tree. It's actually not. It's so close, so it looks very similar. The one on Lovely as a Tree looks like a big old oak. It's got just a bigger stalk and stem, and it's just a solid tree. And this one is a little more flowing, but it's the same kind of feel. This is my oldest stamp set. It's one of the only ones I have left that are wood, and you can see that it's well loved. There's glitter like embedded in it. but this one is a nice one, and I kind of can imagine this one for fall. I'm thinking this would be really pretty with fall inks, and now there's a die for it, which it never had before. So really cute. Inspiring Snapdragons looks very similar. If you saw that Hello Hollyhocks kit today, that just got released. This is not hollyhocks, these are snapdragons, but they have the same kind of feel and it looks very similar. So if you liked that kit and thought, man, I really wish that was a stamp set, here you go, snapdragons, and it has dragonflies, which I love. So really cute. And this is one of those hybrid embossing folder die combos where you can emboss and cut out these really nice sand dollars. So cute. Okay, now these are encore, which means these are things that were in the catalogs before, maybe the mini or the old annual catalog. They've shrunk them down so they can get a lot on a page, and so that's the deal with these. Again, they're they're showing us these QR codes. Some of them take you to the online store, some of them don't. This one takes you to Pinterest, and that's really fun. Stampin' Up! Has a really great Pinterest site where they maintain Pinterest boards by stamps and catalog, and there's all kinds of fun things. So definitely check out the Stampin' Up! Pinterest page, and then you can also find mine there as well. Okay, so these are all repeat stamps. One thing you'll notice, they don't show them full size anymore. Stampin' Up! Used to always show stamps at full size, and they just didn't do that anymore. There's two reasons for that. Printed catalogs are becoming very expensive, and shipping cost for printed catalogs is also very expensive. So they were trying really hard to keep, past 2 years, these catalogs under a certain ounce, because once they hit a certain ounce, and I don't know what that ounce is, but once they hit past that one little ounce thing, the price to ship like doubles almost. So they really tried hard to keep it under that. So printed catalogs, we love them, especially as crafters. These are our idea books. To me, this is an idea book. You can just say, oh, I like this idea or this idea. I look at the ideas almost as much as the stamps themselves. And so I love the printed catalog, and I hope they never go away with printed catalogs. So they had to cut some costs, so it is thinner than usual. You can feel it in your hand. I think they've even chosen a lighter weight paper, but I'm glad that they still have a printed catalog. So now once you get past these, you're entering another section, and here, the next section, when they show you a stamp, they're also showing you a technique on the page. So here they're talking about flipping the stamp to use its back as a filler. So the front of the stamp has this detail, for example, the starfish. He's got this detail, and that's the dark coral color. But then how did they fill it in? Did they use a marker? Did they color it? No, they flipped the stamp over, so the back side is a solid starfish, and that's the filler. So you can see that you can do that, and there's a few stamps like that. There's this really cute turtle, there's a plant, there was a butterfly, but it might be online only now, so you got to check that online store. So these are called two-sided stamps, and you're just using that reverse side as filler. Really cute. So that's fun. And then they're showing you techniques about two-step stamping, background and filler here with those photopolymers, and those are really fun. They're just kind of showing you different things. So here they're saying stamp the outline, then stamp the inside. So you're kind of getting shown, so this is nice for a newer person, how to create these looks. And so here's sponging. So each page kind of highlights a different technique. Backgrounds, shading, and I really think this is a beautiful stamp. This is from one of the $1 Million sellers. $1 Million sellers get to, once they reach that sales figure, they get to help design a stamp, and I think that they're really fun. So anyway, I thought that one was really pretty. There's a lot of pretty ones over the years. They do a nice job. Okay, now we're to the stuff, but that doesn't mean you're done with stamps. That's another thing I wanted to point out. You think you're done with stamps, but you're not, because they're going to kind of break into a different section, and this is called, this is just like your avid crafter who has things, how to organize, that kind of stuff. And it's going to start showing you things like ribbon and all these things. But here, let's get into it. I'll just show you. This is reasons to stamp, and they're saying one reason would be to show appreciation. So this is all about saying thank you. Then we've got memory keeping. But see, there's another stamp set there. If we thought we were done with the stamp sets, you're not. And so it's kind of funny. There isn't, you know, the page in the old catalogs that had all the paper. There isn't one of those. So paper is kind of spread throughout the entire book. So here's this paper. I was just showing this one in the join video. That's that paper. It's here, and some things you're going to find that used to be in the old catalog, like these alphabet dies. These are no longer in the catalog. They are still available, but they've taken them out of the catalog. Remember, I was talking about how they had to make the catalog smaller. A lot of things are now only found online. So I really want you to know that, because I want you to, you know, surely look at this book as a great place for ideas and to see a lot of the newer things, but also look at the online store before you're done with your decision making, and kind of look at the dies and look at the punches, and just make sure you're not missing anything. And if you can't find anything that you think is there, let me know and I can help you find it. So I love this one because there's a dragonfly, which I love, and I just think it's really fun and pretty, so I don't want you to miss out on all these stamps that are still in there. I missed this. This is wood textured paper. It's 12 by 12 and it's got a texture to it, and you can use sponges to kind of bring out that texture, so that's really fun. Here's some 2 new stamps. This one is really cute, little peas in a pod. I thought that one was really cute. Okay, so here we've got more. Here's some more dies. These are not anywhere in this catalog, nor is this cute little bird's eye view stamp set. So I was glad to see him because then that let me know that he didn't retire, but there's might be other stamp sets that you're thinking, oh man, I hope that didn't retire. You never know. You got to check that online store or ask me and I will let you know if it's retired or not. Just wanted to make sure you knew that. Like this whole lavender suite carried over, this lavender paper that was in the mini catalog. A lot of times paper doesn't carry over into a new catalog, but this lavender paper was such a hit that they have carried over the entire suite. So you can find that in the online store, but it is not going to be in this catalog. Okay, keep going. Some more new stamps. This one is also a carryover from a previous catalog. Some really pretty metallics. Here are some more carryovers from the previous catalog. I loved these cards and envelopes. These are cards and envelopes that come in a pack for $12. I think you get, I don't remember how many, I don't want to make a mistake. You get quite a few. All right, this is all the ribbon and the embellishments. But again, they're not all here because there are those online exclusives. For example, the little dragonflies. They look like the brass butterflies, but they're dragonflies. Those are online. Adhesives. If there's one you don't see, it might be online. Here's another stamp set. They're kind of scattered throughout, so just really look at it. But here you're seeing technique. This is all about color. So they're trying to show you paint, but you were not going to find those aqua painters anywhere. They're here, and you might have missed them. There's just a little picture of them. Stays on permanent ink is down here. So these are watercolor must-haves. Here's the pastels, spritzers, and the watercolor pencil. So I just don't want you to miss all of these things. I think they're easy to miss. Another beautiful stamp set. Easy to miss. Here's a punch that I'm glad that they put its own little page. This is such a versatile little punch. I really like it because it's great for slider cards. And they kind of show you a little bit about how to create a slider card. And I have a video about that on my blog as well. So shaker cards, if you're looking for window sheets, they're here with the shaker cards. What else? Can I hear the cake? It's only right there. It's not in with the other stamps. So it's really kind of hard to find some things. I think it's hard to find some things. And you really gotta look it through. I do want to tell you about embossing powder. It did not get discontinued, but you're not going to find it in the store. We've decided to, Stampin' Up! Has decided to change vendors on the embossing powder, and they're now going with Wow embossing powder, which is a brand maybe you've seen before. And Wow is going to put them into a set of 3s, basics or metallics, and these just didn't arrive in time for the new catalog release, so they estimate that they'll be in a couple weeks, first week of June. Here's a little funny silicone craft sheet. I had 2 different customers looking everywhere for this silicone craft sheet and thought we discontinued it. We did not, and it was still online. It wasn't in the last catalog, but it is an online exclusive. But here they put it in again, which is nice, probably because nobody could find it before. But when we put it in the search on the catalog, we were putting in silicone craft matte, and I even put in just silicone and couldn't find it. And so it's really funny. It's called a craft sheet, and then I found it. So here it is. There's that little craft sheet. You really got to look for some of this stuff. And embossing paste, because they're not showing you the jars, it's easy to miss because it's just text. So you're going to look and see what's going on in the picture to know that this is where you find the embossing paste. Now, another thing they didn't do, there is a embossing folder page, but there isn't a die page or a punch page. So those are things you're going to have to look for online. They also didn't put these little ends for new. I did that, so I would know which ones are new. So you might want to do that as well. So then we've got markers, we've got color theory. I want to point out one thing at the back. I was talking to you about the index. In the past, the index has been only stamp sets, Now they've made an index have everything. So if you cannot find envelopes, where are the white envelopes, and you can't find them, you are not alone, but you can find them on page 107. So this is going to be your friend, this page in this catalog, because this catalog is going to be great for your ideas, but it's going to be a little bit tricky if you're used to finding things the way you liked them before. This is a fun page for me. I like color theory. I love colors. Talks about what is monochromatic, what does analogous mean. Some people may not know these words, so this is a kind of a fun little blurb on color theory that helps design cards when you're trying to decide what kind of colors to put together, what works nice, what pleases the eye. So this was they made a color wheel with the interactive spinny thingy that helped you kind of come up with triadic color schemes, or analogous, I never got that right even in art school, color theory. So anyway, people really liked it. They did not make one for the catalog, and people were, a lot of demonstrators who didn't get one because they didn't go to the convention, were asking for a color wheel like the one that they handed out at convention, and so they decided they are going to make them. So I don't have one today, but you can get one later. What I do have today, though, is a color coach online, and I'll put that up at my blog, Color Coach. And what a color coach is it's this. This is an old color coach, and Stampin' Up makes one of these every time they come out with a new color, a new catalog, because new in colors get added, and they change these all the time. So you would look up what color you want for your main color, and then it gives you ideas for things that would go with it. And you can say, you know, do you want something bright and cheery? Are you trying to look for something more subdued, more masculine? Do you want it to look more feminine? They have these for every color. Notice they only put 3 suggestions, but sometimes you can find other color, like here's pumpkin pie again. So it's not like this is the only time pumpkin pie is featured, but here it's featured in a brighter one. So you can kind of flip through the color coach, and like I said, this is an older one, so some of these are older colors, but I'll put the new one up at my blog, and you can look at the color coach whenever you want, or you could download it and print it. It's just a kind of fun thing to have. I'll put that up. I haven't got it up yet, and it's kind of getting late in the day, so I'm not sure if it'll get up today. So then they also did this with the big bright colors of everything. Really cheery, kind of see which color family, if you kind of are drawn to a certain color family. And I like that each family has a variety. It has a yellow, a red, a blue, a yellow, a red, a blue, and it has kind of you can stick with a family and buy, and that way you don't have to get every color imaginable. You can see which one it draws your eye and stick with that for a while, and then as you grow in your collection, you can start adding more. And here there's a kind of a red, yellow, blue, purple in all of the families, and then these are the in colors. So in your basics, a new color is basic beige. That is new, so take a look at that. All right, that was a lot, and truly that online store is going to be your friend. If you cannot find something in this catalog that you think is not retired, feel free to reach out. I'll help you find it, and I hand these out at all my events, or if you've purchased from me in the past, you'll get one too. So I hope that this helped you look through the catalog, and again, think of it as an idea book. This is all about ideas. Really look at the pages and look at the card ideas, and I think they did a nice job making samples with the various pages. Oh, I should tell you that each suite page has a card that has just the stamps, and then with easy cutout pieces of paper. So like this one, there's no die cuts on here. This is just a little piece of cardstock and stamps. And that's showing you that you don't need to have the big die machine. And then they do one that has a little bit more. And then they do, like this one, you could cut out these ducks. This is just using paper. There's no stamp in here except for that "Have a lovely day." So they've just cut these ducks straight out of the paper. And then this, they use the stamps. Here they're using, you know, stamps and die, so they kind of do that for each suite so that you can see, okay, I don't have a die cut machine, can I still do a lot with this stamp set? So these are just stamps, and they just hand cut out those little hearts, and then if you want dies, you can kind of take it up and use the dies. So I really like that they do that with every single suite, just the stamp, just the paper, and then everything. So something else to know about the catalog. Look for the QR codes. Do visit the Pinterest page and the kits page, and my Facebook page, my blog, my Pinterest page. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll come back again. Check out the join deal. If your wish list is long, you cannot go wrong. And I'm happy to answer any questions about that as well. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.